Your old pal Boogie Bob. I'm surrounded by badass shorties from the high school. I didn't have no shorties like this in my high school.
Yeah, I think about. No, I haven't.
Oh, I wish I was like 16 or 17 again. Now that I'm in my late 20s, it's 28 to be exact. 28 to be exact. Guys, I'm on my new phone. Today's show is dedicated to Rev. He was up for hours and hours figuring out how to get Prism. It's backwards. He didn't figure that out. Rev did not figure that out. There we go. He was up for hours with a calculator and gay porn. And when he's done with the gay porn, his mind is clear. He can do anything. Shout out to Rev. Thank you, bro. We are back on my platform. And we have the camera looks clear. I'm not using my gimbal today. I'm just using a regular tripod, so I can't go up and down. I used to go up and down, but that was in college. I hope everybody's having a beautiful day. I got a big ass party tonight, folks. A big ass party. Can someone go to Ed Sheeran? Rev, can you go to Ed Sheeran's Instagram and tell me how many Instagram? Can someone do that? How many Instagram followers he has? There's a method to my madness. There's a reason why I'm asking. Because I brought you him here. I brought you him on my show. He performed for 90,000 people at MetLife Arena, and the next night he performed for me and 125 people for my show. Now that was at the Hard Rock Hotel. The reason I'm asking is we have a superstar there tonight. And I'm just curious, Ed Sheeran's a huge star. Says, that's not Ed Sheeran, bro. Ed Sheeran does not have 500,000. That's like an Ed Sheeran fan page, bro. Ed Sheeran's gonna have tens of millions. That's just how it works. There is no way that Ed Sheeran, one of the biggest stars in the world, has 500,000. I have a lady friend of mine that has 500,000. Nope, it's not Drake. And if Drake comes in, I'm not filming him because they're very, very strict with the Drake cam. Okay. I've left you in suspense enough. Nobody knows who I'm talking about. By the way, I've got to reset the fonts on here. They're really, really small. There's a button somewhere where I can make the fonts bigger. I can see them very clear. Hi, Nyan. Hi, Tammany. Hi. I can't read anything. They're little teeny tiny. I just got this new phone. Here's my old phone. The Galaxy S20. Sounds like maracas when I shake it. This is a Galaxy S23. The new one. It's amazing. Okay, you guys ready? It doesn't matter. No one here is going to know who I'm talking about. By the way, the kids are back from school. It's the first day of school today. Okay, you ready for this? Why have the kids come back on the first day on a Thursday? Shouldn't you have them come back on a damn Monday? Tonight at the Hard Rock Hotel, I have the official after party for Carol G. K-A-R-O-L-G. She's into reggaeton. She's the biggest reggaeton artist on the planet. I thought, who the hell is Carol G? I don't know who that is. I go to her Instagram. 65.5 million. Calling some of my Hispanic partners, and I said, who the hell's Carol G? They said, she's the biggest star on the planet. She's at MetLife tonight, sold out. She's at MetLife tomorrow, sold out. She has tickets on the scale of Beyonce and Taylor Swift, thousands of dollars to go to her show. I'm going to bring you there tonight for free. For free. Carol G in the place to be. I went to her page. Beautiful woman. Here's the after party information. That's not Carol G. That's Aguelo so-and-so. He's touring with her. But you can see right there, it's the official Carol G party tonight at Hard Rock. Most of our parties over there start at 5 or 6 o'clock. This one doesn't start till 10. We got to be there at 10. They get to at 11. They're going to party until 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go that way. Shall we get on with the news? Rev can attest to this. He called me. Or he texted me and I called him at 2:48. Somewhere around there. 2:48. 2:43, sorry. He says, "You doing the show?" I'm in my underwear laying in bed. 2:43. I rolled out of bed, I threw on a shirt, I put in my tooth, and I made it. Here. Let's get on with the show. Ain't that a kick in the head? Kick in the head. That doesn't even... I know it's a play on kick in the head, but it's just stupid. It's about the migrant children. We've had 100,000 migrants dropped off in New York City. Guys, yes, it's a pressure and a stress. Don't bother me none. It bothers a lot of people. It doesn't bother me. I just hope that they're able to live a life. And if I can make a tiny sacrifice so that someone else can live a life, I will be happy to do so. New York City schools are about to be overwhelmed with migrant kids. The city's message to teachers and parents: you're on your own. Look at, is that kid just because he's a migrant? Is he not special? Is he not a child who deserves? Look at the guys laying in the gutters back there. These are all migrants laying in front of the buses at the hotels. We're stretched to capacity, but I won't give up on you. That's the bat phone. Sometimes when the bat phone rings, it's Rev telling me it's somebody's birthday. It says, "Hey Bob, it's Rev. Just so you know, Alfred Kloos got out of jail this morning. So we're very happy about that. Welcome home, Alfred." Very, very happy about that. Alfred is back home where he belongs. Thank you. Thank you for that update, Rev. The Rolling Stones. Bro, I had trouble going to the store and carrying this newspaper. 3 blocks. I put my shirt on, I put my underwear on. It took me like 4 tries to get through the leg. I had one leg through the waist and one leg through a leg. I don't know how the Rolling Stones are doing it. These guys are 120 years old. They are still doing it. Of course, they don't have Charlie Watts, the drummer, but you still got what's his name, what's his face, and what's his name? Mick Jagger. It's like 82. Ronnie Woods, I don't know how Ronnie Woods is alive, and Keith Richards, I can't even explain to you. I'm getting shout out to Bria. She's in Coney Island with the kids. I hope you have a great time, Boo. All right, yeah, the Rolling Stones are back with a new album. It's called "I Can't Believe We're Still Alive." Guys, you know how hard it is to tour? To get up and let's say you got a show tomorrow in Rochester and the next day in Las Vegas. Can you imagine? These guys have been doing it for 60 years, but can you imagine being that age and still doing it? It has to be for the love of the music, because they're all worth hundreds of millions of dollars. I don't know. Maybe it's for the ladies. Once you're hooked. I read that on the internet. I don't know it personally, but I read it on the internet. All right, we're not doing the migrants anymore. Kamala Harris, straight out of Oakland, California, knows how to party. Our vice president has said she is ready to step in for Joe if need be. Every vice president understands that when they take the oath, they will have to take over that job at some point. She says she's fit to take over. Maybe they're worried about old Joe. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell was asked about his recent medical episodes. And he called a press conference. And he was very concise in his rebuttal. They said, "Mr. McConnell, how are you feeling?" And he said, that was his answer. That wasn't nice. Someone said the other day, "Where's your compassion?" I never wish ill on anyone. I wish he'd retire so that he could live the rest of his days in good cheer. Leonardo DiCaprio, the guy's older than I am. He's still bagging him. He's still, when you're, listen, I had a running joke that's not even a joke, it's true. I tell all my ladies, you turn 30, you're out of here. Bria's got 2 years left. We had a great 8 years together, but it's not going to see 11. 10 is the cutoff. Leo DiCaprio, by the way, I think if you were to just off the top of your head think of a movie star or a star, celebrity, with more syllables in their name. Someone asked me that one time. I said, can you name someone with a lot of syllables like Arsenio Hall? I go, that's 5. That's pretty good. I said, what about Leonardo DiCaprio? Leonardo DiCaprio. I got 8. If you got one bigger and longer, that's what she said, then you put it in the chat. Leonardo DiCaprio. Michael J. Fox. Alright, I'm being stupid. That's Leo's new shorty. Leonardo DiCaprio's 25 Club. That's the name of his people he dates. Boasts a stunning new member, an Italian model named Victoria Soretti. He's 48. He's a young boy. He's 48. 48. Guys come up to me all the time. You and Bria, she's so young and you're so old, it'll never last. I go, let it last at 8 years. 10 is the cutoff. She knows. Bruce Springsteen. Shout out to Bruce Springsteen. He's the boss. Bruce Springsteen is hospitalized. He has to call off his tour. He has postponed all of his September concert dates. Now, he does 4-hour shows, just so you know. The legendary rocker is treated for symptoms of peptic ulcer disease. Peptic, I think it's the lining of your stomach. When it starts deteriorating, it's peptic. That's why you get Pepto-Bismol. See, you learn shit on my show. Over here on E Street, we're heartbroken to have to postpone these shows. Love and God bless all. Bruce, 73-year-old rocker's medical advisors made a decision for him to push back his dates. He's a tough guy from Jersey. Because I'm born in the USA. I'm not doing it. They say that they're going to indict Hunter by September 29th. Remember Donald Trump? his whole presidency, he says, hey, we've got universal health care. It's about 2 weeks away. A month later, Mr. President, what's going on with the universal health care? You got rid of Obamacare, and you're going to have Trump care? Yeah, we are. It's amazing. Everybody's talking about it. It's in about 2 more weeks. 3 months later. Mr. President, what happened with the universal health? It's coming. It's fantastic. About 3 more weeks. He did that for 4 years. He did it for 4 years. Texas buoy ploy is sunk. Did you guys see that this heartless piece of crap, the Texas governor, I'm from Texas, so I can say it. Abbott. Hey, Abbott! The douchebag. He has buoys in the middle of the Rio Grande. It's like a fence. A big orange ball chained together, a whole bunch of orange balls. And there's a net under it so you can't go under it. And it's like a fence in the middle of the water. But he put razor blades, saws, sharp saws in between them so they would cut and hurt the people trying to climb over them. Well, the Texas must remove the barrier buoys the state placed in the Rio Grande River to deter illegal immigrants crossing. A federal judge has ruled. Chalk one up for the good guys. Look at this. A ho there, matey. It's not ahoy. It's a ho. You're talking about hookers, guns, and drugs on yachts. Hookers, drugs, and guns. Oh my. High seas. They spell seas. S-E-I-Z-E. Not bad. Not bad. Dr. Scott Anthony Burke, with his wife Ellen and his daughter Jessica, were all arrested after police say they found guns, ammunition, drugs, and prostitutes. First of all, he's a doctor. He's a player. He's got his wife, his daughter, and some hoes. That's a player right there. You look up player in the dictionary, it's him. There's his wife, there's his daughter. Unless that's his wife and his daughter's 100 and I don't know. A retired doctor has been arrested after police allegedly discovered guns, drugs, and prostitutes on a 70-foot yacht. Rev, would I be better off if I use my little tin can wireless mic? I don't know how loud it is here, but there's hundreds of kids out here getting high and partying. Let me know. I have the mic with me if you want me to put it on. It'll drown out all the noise, but I sound a little tinny. It's your call. You're the executive director right after Valerie. I'm going to try it. I don't think it'll... Oh, there we go. It doesn't matter. Now you guys are at home. You're all executive producers today. You're gonna tell me, does it sound better now or worse? Does it sound better or worse? Hernandez says sound is good, but Hernandez is always he's always behind a little bit. Hernandez, does it sound better now or worse? Those are your two options, better or worse. Oh, Valerie says I like it better. Joe Hernandez says worse. Billy says good. Joe C says worse. RJ says ouch. Mighty Bull says like what had. I don't know what that means. Worse, better, better. I think what I'll do. Kevin Butler says worse. That's the end of the story. I think what I'll do, guys, is if it does. That's what she said again. I apologize. I apologize for my crude humor. How's the time now? Hey, whenever I'm on the phone with one of my lady friends, and she goes, oh, boo, tomorrow I sure would love to go shopping. I go, yeah, well, you should. They're like, hello? I go, yeah, can you hear? Bria said, today I'm taking the girls to Coney Island. Sure would like to get them ice cream. I'm like, yeah, it's really... You should take them to get you out of any trip. I told you the best thing you could possibly do in New York. These kids are eating Taco Bell and smoking weed at the same time. The guy's literally got weed in one hand and a taco here. He's like, I'll be honest, I like the old Taco Bell. Now you can taste it. You're supposed to smoke the weed and then eat the Taco Bell when you get the munchies. I apologize. A retired doctor has been arrested after police allegedly discovered guns, drugs, and prostitutes on his 70-foot yacht in Nantucket, following reports that a distressed woman had possibly overdosed and did not feel safe on board. Scott Anthony Burke is the player of the year. He was slapped with drug trafficking charges as weapon charges, and cops raided his luxury vessel. Jess Kahn, that's the name of his vessel, on Tuesday, and uncovered a trove of guns, cocaine, ketamine, and rubbers. Extra small. Those aren't mine. No. Those aren't mine. The discovery in the harbor of the Ritz, Massachusetts island was made after cops received reports just before 8 a.m. that a woman on board was in need of medical assistance. The woman did not want to be there, was under... Now, I just had a talk about this the other day with Bria. She does all these modeling gigs. Yesterday, I was so proud of her. I think she got the job. She was the prettiest girl there. And she says the worst party is a boat. It sounds all good when you're on shore. And they say, let's go out and drive around in the ocean. And then you're on the ocean with 25 people and you want to leave. You ain't going nowhere. You go to a party at a penthouse or a party at my house and you want to leave, you get up and leave. You can't do that on a boat. What, you going to take a jet ski? San Francisco Bay victim found was identified from New York. The body of a software engineer who had just moved to California to start a job at Netflix has been found floating in the San Francisco Bay. His death was ruled a suicide. President Trump said, I think Hillary Clinton did it. I don't know why he would say that. There's no proof. There's no proof to it whatsoever, so why he would say that, I don't know. Have you guys seen the hamster of the sea? It's a vessel. It's got life boat things around, life vests all the way around it. And you just kind of, I don't know what you do. You walk in it, it's a hamster wheel. Rinky Dingy. One Ringy Dingy. Reza Baluchi is stopped by the Coast Guard 70 miles off Georgia in a floating treadmill that he built himself. He was trying to run all the way to Britain. Oh, this guy's insane. I told you I walked 2 blocks here carrying a newspaper and I'm winded. This guy's going to leave Georgia in a damn hamster wheel and run. When you run in the wheel, it goes. He's going to run to Britain. They were like, I don't know. A foolhardy Florida man, a marathoner, was busted trying to run across the Atlantic Ocean on effectively a giant hamster wheel. And a hurricane was racing in on him. Have fun in that hurricane, douche. Sorry. Riza Baluchi, 44, was spotted late last month about 70 miles off the coast of Georgia as Hurricane Franklin caused life-threatening surf, and the Coast Guard had to be pulled in. I give the guy props. Pretty cool invention. I don't know about running to Britain. He wanted to be the first person that said, since Jesus, who walked on water. Jesus was like, I didn't need no hamster cage. Burning Man. We've talked about this for 8 days straight. They're still stuck out there by the tens of thousands. Some hardcore Burning Man attendees have opted to stay at the muddy remains of the Black Rock City and keep the party going. These are heroin addicts. Anybody who's playing around in the mud for 8 days is a heroin addict. Thousands of weak festival goers, no food, no water. The exodus weeded out the weak. The exodus weeded out the weak. The weak means the weak spirited. I would have left the first day. Bria said she would go there for an hour. As soon as she got mud on her shoes, she'd leave. I don't know. Lefty City drug ban. Portland, Oregon. That's home of the drug. Portland, Oregon City Council voted unanimously Wednesday to enact a ban on the use of hard drugs like fentanyl, heroin, and meth on public property. No shit. I thought that was the rule all over America. No? Am I tripping? The council voted 5-0 to approve the emergency ordinance that adds criminal penalties to public drug use. I thought that was already a law in every state. You can do 6 months in jail, $500 fine, or 2 blowjobs behind the Taco Bell. Now, I think you're better off with the $500 fine, to be honest with you. I don't know. I don't recommend blowjobs behind the Taco Bell. Not for everybody. Donald Trump. He's in the news again today. He's in the news. It said they're shocked Donald Trump was not arrested today. That's his 91 felonies stand. He has no more felonies. But he did lose in court yesterday to E. Jean Carroll. This is the lady that he sexually assaulted. He met her at a Nordstrom's or a Bloomingdale's, got her in the bathroom and sexually assaulted, just like he says on the tape for the Access Hollywood. He grabs him by the P word. When he's famous, you get to do it. He grabs him, puts some Tic Tacs in his mouth and rams his tongue down his throat. Grabs him by the pussy. Guys, I am a boy. I've been in that locker room with 100 other boys all my life, and none of my friends ever talked like that. And I ran with some murderers. If I was in a locker room at Fairfield High, and I said to John Driscoll, what are you doing? He says, I'm grabbing girls by the pussy. I'd look at him and say, are you out of your mind? Who talks like that? Who does that? That's a sexual predator. Don't believe me, believe his own words. Well, he sexually assaulted E. Jean Carroll. She sued him in a court of law. She won. It was not for the sexual assault, because statute of limitations were done. She got him for defamation because he said she was a liar and this, that, and the other. It was proven she was not lying. She won the case for defamation. I think it was $3 or $4 million. That night he got done. He had a rally and he started talking crap about her again. She's crazy. She's a liar. She sued him again. She won again. Guess what? Tonight he's going to go, she's a liar again. She could just retire and just sue every time he calls her a liar. Former President Donald Trump is on the hook for damages to E. Jean Carroll a second time. She accused him of defaming her by saying she made up her sexual abuse allegation. By the way, so did the other 60 women, including his first wife, Ivana, God bless the dead. Ivana fell down the stairs of her $80 million home right down the street here on the east side. And I didn't hear one Democrat say, oh, Trump had her killed, she knew too much. But I promise you, if that would have been Obama's wife or maid, they would have said either Obama or Hillary had her killed. Don't fall down the rabbit hole with those conspiracies. Sometimes conspiracies are true. Sometimes they are a conspiracy. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Supreme test for canine cop. Was the police dog a good boy? Who's a good boy? By the way, just so you know, that police dogs, by the way, there's my huge, giant, muscle-bound friend. His arms are like basketballs. He's a massive guy. He's looking at me out of the corner of my eye. I gotta look over. I gotta give him a shout out. What's up, OG? How you living? He's monstrous. Like, I used to go to wrestling, and because I was kind of in the business, I would get to go backstage. And I knew Hulk Hogan personally, but I've hugged Macho Man and Bret Hart and all these guys, and none of them were the size of this guy. He is absolutely massive. I'm going to have him on the show at some point. I befriended him. He's a bouncer at the bar over here, and it's very, very nice. He won't walk by without giving me the props. Was this dog? Uh-oh, I got to take this. I'll be right back. The Carol G. They don't need us for the Carol G thing, which is fine. By the way, they're so nice at the Hard Rock. Guys, if you come to New York City, I'm telling you right now, if you want to go to a venue, a music venue, or just a place to go chill, it's not the Hard Rock Cafe, it's the Hard Rock Hotel. You guys know I've been doing this for a very long time. I have all the nicest spots. I've had hundreds of spots over the years. By far the nicest, not just aesthetically, because it looks beautiful. It's the best venue, great sound system, and the people that run it, like Alex, Andrew, absolutely kind and nice and really good people, and I'm glad to be associated with them. Very, very nice. So they don't need us tonight. Guys, it's what they usually need us for is a 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock party. Since you guys are new to this, I'll tell you, I ain't new to this, I grew to this. If you have a party at 6 o'clock, people are coming from work. They have this. They have backpacks and briefcases and luggage. And if it's a 11 o'clock party in the summer and it's not raining, nobody's coming with a jacket. So I'll have to call and cancel her after this. I'm sorry, no Carol G tonight. Was this canine cop a good boy or a bad boy? That's what the U.S. Supreme Court has been asked to decide in a case accusing an Idaho police dog of violating the Constitution. The Ninth Justice probably will decide to fall a Belgian Malinois named Nero improperly placed its paws on the car of a driver pulled over for swerving. You're going to arrest a dog for putting its paws on the car? You could scratch the paint. Officers said the pooch was alerting them to the presence of drugs in the vehicle and found a pill bottle and a bag containing methamphetamine residue. That's when they really want to get you, they'll find something. I had a friend get arrested when we were just out of high school. He had marijuana seeds in his trunk. Officers said the pooch was alerting, blah, blah, blah. This allowed them to obtain a search warrant. The driver's name was Kirby. I don't care. Snake koala. Has anybody here ever, some of my friends in Australia, anyone around here, ever had a koala bear? Or held a koala bear? A hungry koala bear repeatedly slipped onto a farm in Australia to chow down on $6,000 worth of seedlings being grown specifically for his species. This was a selfish bastard. This koala bear was like, yo, I want some sugar cane. Yeah, but don't eat the baby sugar cane because it's going to grow up and feed all of us. I don't care about you. I'm going to go eat sugar cane babies. Y'all can starve, but I'm eating. The rest of them weigh 8 pounds. He weighs 125 pounds. He looks like a grizzly bear. He was caught only when he finally ate too much one night and became too stuffed to climb away. That's like, you break into a house and you eat all the food in the fridge and you fall asleep. You eat the turkey and you fall asleep on the couch. I noticed some of my seedlings were being chewed off and I thought it was probably a possum, said Humphrey Harrington. What a cool name. What's your name? Bob Jones? How about you? Steve Baker? How about you? I'm Humphrey Harrington. Sounds like a weatherman. Reporting live tonight, we've got a hurricane. Let's go over to Humphrey Harrington, our man in the streets. They never have a weatherman named Steve Johnson. We're going to our weatherman, Steve Johnson. It's always Rock Newtwell. The guy out here, I think he was the first openly gay weatherman in the country, was Sam Champion. Sam Champion, super hunky. I'm Sam Champion with your weather. I noticed some of my seedlings were being chewed. I thought it was so-and-so, said Humphrey Harrington of the Gundarimba Nursery in New South Wales. He told the Australian Broadcasting Company the animals were listed as endangered. He said, if I catch that koala bear, I'm going to punch him in his little bitch-ass face. And I don't think that's appropriate language, first of all. And to threaten to fight a koala bear? I don't concur. I don't. Hot Cross Buns Bakery. This person has a stalk of celery and they look like they're getting ready to spank somebody on the ass. A beloved Shelter Island bakery might not be so sweet after all. 8 workers, 6 women and 2 men, are suing for sexual assault and harassment. A lawsuit filed Friday claims the Eiffel, whose Marie Eiffel Market is a Long Island celebrity hotspot, routinely spanked employees off the buttocks, groped female employees' breasts, choked employees, and made sexually harassing, demanding, and discriminatory comments about their race. So not only is this person a sexual assaulter and a predator, they're also a racist. When the news broke, Kevin Spacey showed up and asked for a job application, which, you'd think the guy's a multi-millionaire movie star who used to be my friend. I don't know why he would want to work at a bakery simply because they sexually assault their employees. The plaintiffs are foreigners from Malaysia, Thailand, and Colombia who worked for the Eiffel seasonally for 4 months in 21 and 22. They are suing not only Eiffel, but also the New York-based company Inter-Exchange, which sponsored them. The filing also alleges that Eiffel kissed employees, withheld tips. That's the worst thing on here so far. Do not touch don't touch anybody, but don't touch their tips. I have been in business for over 30 years. My guys have made hundreds of millions of dollars. If you added all the people up with all the tips over the 30 years, I've never taken one penny. If I work a party, I don't take one penny. 2 people working, they made 180 bucks, they get 90 apiece. I just sit there. I don't think you should ever take a worker's tips. Hey girl. I'm doing a Mitch McConnell. Hey girl. They acted though she believed that she was such a celebrity. She had such egregious behavior, it was funny. Or at least on one occasion, Marie ordered an employee. What you doing, baby? That's my text I just got. I'm doing the news, boo. I do the news every day. At this time. How's your problem? All right, we'll get out of that one. Marvel stars Manhattan assault trial delay. This is the guy who assaulted his girlfriend in the back of a taxi. He's a Marvel. He just became a big Marvel star, African American, super good looking, muscular, and now he's dating Megan Good, which I do not like. I don't support it. I don't want him to go to prison, but I'd like him to leave her the hell alone. Get your own shorty. "49 crack Russians taken out. Nearly 50 elite Russian soldiers died in action during one day of fighting while headed towards a key battleground area in eastern Ukraine." I do not ever, first of all, I do not side with Russia on this. I think Russia is a bully. They should stay the hell out of other countries. But I do not wish death upon anyone from either side. And of course it's the Post, so they wouldn't be happy unless they were showing a dead, crumpled body. Hold out. I don't know what it's about, but that's Ann Wintour, one of the biggest fashion staples in the history of the world. Wyclef Jean, as you know, I produced his last album, 2 songs on his last album. I did not get paid, but I did get a $500 pair of headphones from Assassin, which I love dearly, straight from DJ Khaled. I think, Rev, we have that video. I think we might need to upload it. It's Wyclef, not Wyclef in the studio. It's Wyclef headphones. Wyclef dedicated his Hampton set last night to his late pal Jimmy Buffett, and even crafted some special lyrics in his honor. "I am a Jimmy Buffett obsessive," said Wyclef at the Surf Lounge in Montauk, where he shared the bill with Shaggy. It wasn't me. Was I seeing in the shower? It wasn't me. Shaggy. Oh my God. It is at least 90 something degrees out here. Thank you, Rev. First off, if anybody knows her phone number, I need to talk to her. It's urgent. It's time sensitive. Kids left in boiling car. Now, do you guys believe that this parent these kids at the next table are asking all these presidents' names? They know who Obama is. Obama. He did not know who Nixon was. He doesn't know Zachary Taylor. He knew Thomas Jefferson. He's like, Harry Truman? What the? Who's Millard Fillmore? I don't... James Buchanan? Gerald Ford? Are these made-up names? So funny. He's a young kid. He's a young kid. He don't know. I mean, he's in school. He looks like he's about 17. Kids left in boiling car in Queens. Guys, it's really hot sitting at this table. If you were to go sit in a car right now and close the doors, you could die. A Queens nurse has been charged with leaving her kids unattended in a hot car outside of a Long Island mall as temperatures outside reached 95 degrees. A 1-year-old boy and a 3-year-old girl were inside the unlocked vehicle. Ma'am, you shouldn't have left your kids in the car. But the doors were unlocked. The doors were unlocked, sir. Oh, she left the engine running, so at least they had air conditioning. Maybe, I don't even know. At 4:20 p.m., when a witness spotted them and called 911. Both kids were lethargic, dehydrated, disoriented, and close to death. It only takes a few minutes sitting in that hot-ass car, lady. The good news is that she was able to get a pair of sneakers on sale. So, Lotana Angero, 25, a registered nurse. My girlfriend is a registered nurse. One of my girlfriends is a registered nurse. My mom was a registered nurse for 40 years. My girlfriend has gone to years and years of school. She got her bachelor's in nursing and her bachelor's in this, and now she's still going to school. She makes $40 an hour, but it's $45 an hour. But it's a very, very difficult. They just don't hand you a nurse. You got to work hard. This lady should not be a nurse if she's going to have her own kids boiled to death in a car. She's accused of leaving her children in the car for about 45 minutes. As she shopped, she was arrested and charged with 2 counts of endangering the welfare of a child. The kids were taken to the hospital for evaluation and released on custody to another relative. Ajero was released on her own recognizance, that's OR, Wednesday at her arraignment. I don't want anyone. Yesterday was Punch in the Face Wednesday. Today is not Punch Wednesday. But if it was, I would say she should be punched. Terrorist jailbreak. The British police issued an urgent appeal Wednesday after a former soldier suspected of terrorism escaped. Daniel Abed Khalifi, 21, was awaiting trial on terrorism charges. Now he's out. Young cancer is on the rise. Everybody in here. My demographics is 70 years plus. I don't have very many people under 70, but if you got kids or grandkids, I want you to pass this message. Beef and salt is to blame. Blame the steady increase in cancer cases among young people on burgers. Uh-oh, I'm dead. On burgers, booze, I don't drink, and gay porn. Okay, 2 out of 3 is not bad. Not bad, but I don't drink. I don't drink. Red meat, salt, and alcohol is to blame for the rise in youth cancer, according to a study put out by some guy named Steve. So, it's a guy who hangs out over here named Steve, and he said it, so it's got to be true. This sickens me. This really, really sickens me. This is the piece of shit. He's the CEO of women's soccer in Europe. This beautiful young woman won the World Cup. He goes down the line, he gives them their medal. Here's your medal. Here's your medal. He gets to her, he grabs her by the face, and like plants one deep in her mouth. Oh my God. He's sexually assaulting her in front of the world. Well, he was suspended but not fired. The coach of her team was fired yesterday. The coach, who didn't support it, he wasn't involved, he was fired, and the good news out of that story is that they hired a woman coach to be the first woman coach of that soccer league. I hope she does a good job. But this piece of shit, if this was only No Punch Wednesday, if this was Punch 'em in the Balls Thursday, then a millennial mummy.
Oh my God.
Archeologists in Peru have unearthed a 1,000-year-old mummy in the latest discovery at a site in residential neighborhood. They knew he was a millennial when they dug him up because he was listening to Kanye West and was wearing some Jordan. The remains were found alongside ceramic vessels, textiles, and other objects in the Huraca Palama site in the middle of Lima. This is an adult individual. He is sitting in a position with bent legs. He appeared to be an attractive young male. All of a sudden, as they discovered the body, Kevin Spacey kicked in the door and groped the mummy, which I find absolutely horrible. I have no idea why Kevin Spacey keeps showing up all over the world. It's an adult individual in a sitting position with bent legs. The mummy had long hair and a jaw that was nearly completely intact. Kevin Spacey said, "I love his rugged looks and his hair is to die for." I don't think that's appropriate. Mexico's top court has decriminalized abortion. Mexico's Supreme Court on Wednesday struck down a federal law criminalizing abortion. Even Mexico saying, hey, it's okay. This is the worst piece of shit in the world. I put him up there with Hitler. This is the guy who did this to this beautiful older woman. Horrific new images of senior subway. We've got the images. We got to get them on the paper, Jim. Steve, get up here right away. We're going to press. I got images of a woman being beaten. I need it on the front page at 6 o'clock if we're going to sell newspapers. That's how it works. So he's being hauled off by cops, and he keeps saying, I am a Christian. I deserve to be treated better than this. I am a Christian. I am a holy man of God who just beat a woman with a cane. I believe he should be murdered. It's horrible. Usually right here is where I take it back and go, I'm not taking it back. You beat an 80-year-old woman with a cane. He didn't hit her. He didn't clump her over there. He beat her for 30 minutes. He said he stopped beating her when he got tired. The cane is laying on the ground. The head of the cane is broken on the ground right now. His wrath upon you, he says. Clad in a black t-shirt and sweatpants with a gold design on the leg, Blake barked at the assembled reporters, move, and then added, take all the pictures you want. You'll remember this when the Lord brings his wrath upon you. He's not going to kill me for hitting old ladies with a stick, but he's mad at you for taking pictures of him.
Is Black Clover a copy of Naruto? They keep on saying that.
What a piece of shit.
I don't really.
God, if this was just No Punch Thursday. Kicking the balls Thursday. Oh, God. How many times we got to cover this piece of crap?
It's just a wizard kicking. That's no kind.
Maybe this person is a good person. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too harsh. But I've covered her.
Naruto watch Sakura. It's just a nigga.
I've covered them, they, for the last week. It's the big titty lady. Teach and Z Fuhrer. There he is. There he is normal, I guess. And then this is how he chooses to teach school. I don't discriminate.
Oh shit.
I don't know that I want a big titties, fake titties person. Z titties for a mentally ill guy teaching my children. I don't have children, so I'm good. I don't know if I want him teaching your children. He dropped his eye-popping bust. He no longer, look at the nipples. I mean, at least put a bra on, Playboy.
He's a semi-pro. No. Vegeta's not a pro.
Controversial Canadian teacher Kayla Lemieux has dropped the Z-size prosthetic breast that attracted a wave of attention last year, leaving parents at the school where she started work Wednesday confused by her male appearance. Here she is. Here he is now.
Like, no. His goal was like just to destroy his leg.
Oh my God. I don't even know if I.
Like it wasn't fucking reason to really.
Orphan. An orphan. Murders the parents who saved him. A man adopted from a prison-like Ukrainian orphanage. Can you imagine how horrific and horrible those Ukrainian, some of those Russian orphanages are? A man adopted from a prison-like Ukrainian orphanage maniacally slaughtered Friday the American parents who saved his life. Dima Tower, 21 now. He faces murder charges for the grisly slayings of Northport, Florida real estate agents Robbie and Jennifer Tower, who rescued him 7 years ago when he was, let's say, 16. 14, excuse me. Stunned police arrived at the home after receiving calls of a domestic dispute. They found a deeply religious couple positioned head to head on the floor, their bodies splattered the living room. The suspect, who lost his birth mother as a child, was abandoned by his alcoholic father, sped from the scene in the car his parents bought him for his birthday, before running into the dense woods on foot. He managed to evade capture and for nearly 8 hours and finally began being taken into custody by police. I believe he should be punched in the face. You know what? I'm bringing back No Punch Wednesday and I'm making it Thursday. It's a double whammy. One sharp artifact found.
I think they stopped fighting. I remember those versus like Goku versus
4 Roman swords
Goku just won.
in almost mint condition. Guys, these are really hard to do because the metal they used back then, many times these swords are buried. And if you have a sword, a Roman sword, which is 2,000 years old, buried in dirt, they usually pull up just shards of metal, rust. To find 4 in mint condition is absolutely unbelievable. 4 Roman swords in almost mint condition with their wooden handles and their leather hilts and steel blades still intact 1,900 years later have been discovered inside a remote cave. So the cave kept the dirt and stuff off of them. The trove of ancient artifacts, 4 swords and the head of a javelin, was found by Israeli archaeologists during an excavation in an area known as the hideout for Jewish rebels against the Romans back in the 130s. That's after Christ. 130s. Leading researchers to believe the weapons were booty. I had a weapon that was booty. I'm sorry. Captured by the insurgents, a bronze coin from the time was found. I wanted to insert a Kevin Spacey joke there, but I just couldn't find the end. Guys, if you're enjoying the show, please hit the like button. For every person that hits like today, $20 cash. All you have to do is mail me a self-addressed stamped envelope. Also put in $30 for shipping and handling fees, because that gets expensive. And I will gladly send you the $20 free for the $30 cover charge.
Oh, no. No, this year. Yeah, in fact, this year. Yeah, it's
We're just chilling. I got no party tonight.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna hate this car. So I really like Moro and the way Moro went out so good.
Shall we do what we do when we come to do what we want to do? Screw you, your crew, and your dad and your mama too. Period, comma fool. I bring the drama fool. Screw Donald Trump and bring back Obama fool. I make it happen, rapid, clap it, trap it, trip it, flip it, pistol whipping, honey dipping. I'm about to slip a clip it, bang, bang, shoot 'em up, gangster Mac. You try to gang me, I'ma gang you back. And as a matter of fact, you can jack me a stack. I'm like a cold-hearted motherfucking maniac when I act hardcore. Why you want to start for? Why you bitches want to try to put my card for? Oh, I'm back at it. Your dad's a crack addict. I fold money, adjustable crackmatic. I'm bang, bang, shoot 'em up, killer for real though. I get more beef than your mama's dildo. That's for real though. Stomping your steel toe. Everybody's killer, but nobody really killed though. Oh, I'm cold-hearted. The suckers, the party. I got 85 kids at the next table. So that'll be the other one. And bitches just, they turn their backs. They don't want it with old man Boogie Bob. Ooh. Round and round, where it stops, nobody knows. I'm gonna say it's gonna stop on Virgo. It's Gemini. Gemini. You may be reluctant to go out and have fun, but you have important things on your mind that you know must be seen to before anything else. Once your head is back in a good place, the rest of you will be in a good place as well. I'm only doing 3 days. Scorpio. I feel Scorpio coming on. I was going to change it to Libra, but I'm sticking with Scorpio. It's Capricorn.
I take my broken hand.
There is a lot of noise at the next table. There is a lot of noise and a lot of activity in your life at the moment, and you seem to be enjoying every moment of it. Come the weekend, you may feel exhausted, but you will also feel happy at having accomplished so much. By the way, there's like 20 of them. They're very nice kids. They're all very well behaved. There's not been one stabbing today. Not one. Not in this vicinity. There was one over there 30 feet away, but not in this. Area. By all means, march confidently in the direction of a particular goal, but don't rush it. The planets indicate you will do better in the long term if you wait a few days before making your move. Why work up a sweat when you don't have it? And guess what? You don't have it. It's nobody's business. We're giving you a bonus. My baby. Sorry? I got the watch now. I'm like Dick Tracy. I used to Dick Tracy, but then she moved. I used to Dick Tracy, but then he got out of jail. One more for the road. Freedom. Oh, freedom. One more for the road. Philadelphia freedom. It's the Mighty Bull. Guys, if you want to go check out the Mighty Bull, all you got to do is type it in. He's got a great Facebook page. He puts all kinds of... You're going to get your bulls. You know if you're going to the Mighty Bull. He's not called the Mighty Fish. If he was the Mighty Fish, you would probably get fish. He's the Mighty Bull. And if you go to his Facebook, just type in the Mighty Bull, it'll come right up. You can join the bull hunt, which is lots of fun. Me and Rev are both in the bull hunt. I'm winning. Well, there's a lady in England. She's beating the crap out of me. And you can also see lots of clips from yours truly and many others, including Action Kid, Carla, Steve. I don't even know if there is a Steve, but if there is, it's on that channel. Make sure you check him out. Mighty Bull. The sun, in the most dynamic area of your chart, puts you in the mood to try new things, but a degree of caution may be necessary. If a loved one says you should avoid taking risks, you would be wise to heed what they say. That's all she wrote. And now we're going to do birthdays. Because, you know, birthdays were the worst days. But now we drink champagne when we're thirsty. Birthday. Famous. What's today? 9/7? I believe it's 9/7. I could be wrong. It is. It's 9/7. By the way, guys, September 11th, 9/11 is coming up. I plan on walking the route of my firehouse, which was right here. All 15 men were killed. Most firemen killed at any firehouse ever. At 9/11, we had a couple others that were 10 or 12. This was all 15 were killed. I'm going to walk the route from 9 a.m. when they took the horrible ride to 9/11. We're going to walk past Bruce Willis's house on the way. We're going to get to the West Side Highway. We're going to walk past the Intrepid. We're going to walk past the Bad Shorties. We're going to walk past the Bad Shorties. We're going to walk past Little Island. We're going to walk all the way to the World Trade Center. I'm bringing flowers. As you know, one of my dear friends was a flight attendant. Had her throat slit in the airplane that crashed into Pennsylvania, in the field in Pennsylvania. We had 4 plane crashes that day. 2 were the World Trade Center, 1 at the Pentagon, and 1 in a field in Pennsylvania. When the people on the board took over, they tried to fight they fought the terrorists. They said, let's roll. These were phone calls that were picked up as people were calling their loved ones from the plane saying, honey, we've been hijacked. Let's roll. They stormed the cockpit. They could not get into the cockpit. The plane crashed into the field, and my beloved Debbie Walsh was killed. It was a fixture in the neighborhood. I knew her for years. I'm going to bring her a white rose to put on her name. I hope that you guys join me. I'm also going to wear a banana hammock as I walk there. So something for the ladies and some of the fellas. RJ, I think you're going to enjoy. Birthdays. Let's do birthdays. Easy E. Cruising down the street in my 6'4", clocking the bitches, jocking the hoes. Knuckleheads out there, cold shooting some hoop. Fresh El Camino rolling Kilo G. Easy E. Eric Wright, the original gangster. I really should have did my nails. I'm sorry, guys. I came straight from bed. I like to take a shower before I did. No shower. No shower. What is that shower thing you guys speak of? Easy E put together. He was a drug dealer in Compton. Put together some money. Got together with Dr. Dre, Andre Young. Got together with the Arabian Prince. Man, you can start getting old. MC Ren, DJ Yella, and Ice Cube. And they formed NWA, which stands for N-Words with Attitude. They became the biggest rap group in the world. I was at their very first tour. Easy E, the rumor was he was 15 years old. He wasn't. He just was really small. He'd bring guns on stage and shoot them. And they were prop guns. Get arrested every night. Nobody had ever seen anything like NWA. It was at their very first tour. The police coming straight from the underground. A young brother got it bad because I'm brown. I'm not the other color, so police think they have the authority to kill a minority. That shit, because I ain't the one for a punk mother effer with the badge and the gun to be beaten on or even thrown in jail. We can go toe to toe in the middle of the cell. Effing with me because I'm a teenager with a little bit of gold in the pager. Searching on my body looking for the product, thinking every N-word is selling narcotics. Ice Cube will swarm on any mother effer in the blue uniform. Just cause I'm from the CPT, punk police are afraid of me. A young N-word on a warpath, and when I'm finished, there's gonna be a bloodbath of cops dying in LA. Yo, Dre, I got something to say. F the police. F the police. That's Eazy-E. Died of AIDS, unfortunately. He was screwing everything that wasn't held down. He was a pioneer, wasn't not even a rapper, and became absolutely a brilliant rapper if you like that type of music, and I do. Buddy Holly. Come on. The most nerdiest looking guy. He's glad he got a guitar and learned how to play because he wasn't getting no without it. Buddy Holly was a brilliant rock and roll Hall of Famer. He actually lost his life in a coin flip. Richie Valens, I think, lost the coin flip, but it was Richie Valens. It was the day the music died. I drove my Chevy to the levee and the levee would try. Peggy Sue, Peggy Sue. What a great song. And that'll be the day when I say goodbye. That'll be the day when you make me cry. If you want to see Gary Busey at his absolute best, he actually did the Buddy Holly story and sang the song. It was not a soundtrack, it was really him singing. Born Charles Hardin Holly, he was a singer, songwriter, guitarist who joined the Crickets and pioneered rock. That'll be the day that I die. Have you ever gone sailing down a river? I don't know that one. Of course, his probably his most famous song was Peggy Sue. And he was ranked in Rolling Stone as the 13th greatest artist of all time. God bless him. He actually passed in a plane crash. Very, very sad. 1959. That was 45 years before I was born. I'm just going around the dial. Leslie Jones. Actually met Leslie several times. Great comic from Saturday Night Live. You saw her in the latest Ghostbusters, which I hated. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing some of these. I'm not doing it. Devin Sawa. I loved this guy. He was such a great actor. Phenomenal. Really, really fun. Wonderful actor. I just think he fell into drugs and all kinds of stuff. He was in Final Destination, Idle Hands, Little Giants, and Casper. Really, really, I actually thought he died. It doesn't say here that he did. Jennifer Veal, Shannon Elizabeth. You know her, if you're a boy, you know her from American Pie. She was a French foreign student. Very fine. I will go to your house and strip. Yes, yes, you will. She gave a lot of young men their very first boing, boing. She was also in Scary Movie, did Celebrity Big Brother. I like her. Jonathan Majors, this is the guy we just talked about. His trial has started for the abuse of his fiance in the back of a taxi. He's now dating my woman, Megan Good. I don't like it. Not happy about it. I just don't appreciate it, to be honest with you. We're going to wrap it up, guys. I'm going to do the famous deaths. We do not celebrate their deaths. We celebrate their life, unless it's Hitler. I always throw a party on Hitler's death day. It is Mac Miller. Mac Miller was a white boy rapper. I didn't care for him, didn't like any of his music, but everybody else did. He played guitar, piano, drums. He was very talented. Not my cup of tea, per se. He dated Ariana Grande for a while, then he got into the pills, and he died of fentanyl, like so many do. American rapper whose first album, Blue Slide Park, debuted at #1. You know how hard it is for a normal person, not Whitney or Beyonce, to debut at #1. I don't know if Lionel Richie ever did that. He probably did. Very, very, very difficult. His second album, Watching Movies in the Sound Off, was released to positive reviews. Taught himself how to play piano, guitar, drums, bass as a team. Pretty amazing. Keith Moon. Keith Moon had it all. We could have had it all, rolling in the deep. Keith Moon was the drummer for The Who. once famously drove a car into a swimming pool. A drummer with the British rock band The Who was named the #2 best drummer in Rolling Stone. I think #1 is always going to be John Bonham from Led Zeppelin. Both dead, of course. He was known for blowing up hotel toilets, which led him to not being allowed in the biggest hotel chains. He was no longer allowed to kick it at the Marriott Hotel. We're just going through the dial here. Warren Zevon, I thought he just died. No, Warren Zevon died in 2003. You know, Werewolves of London, some of those songs. Dark songs. I'm just going through. I'm not doing that. It's the Boogie Bob Show. I don't do nothing I don't want to do. Unless you want me to, then I'll do it. I'm still waiting for people to hit the like button. What the hell's going on here? This is where my slow goes to a crawl. I blame this on Chamber Pot. Bobby Chacon. Bobby Chacon was, look at this guy's picture. One of those tough-ass boxers. You step on his foot of the bar, you're getting your ass kicked. One of the Ring Magazine's 100 greatest punchers of all time and a 2-time world champion, he compiled a career record of 59-7-1. He won his first 19 fights after turning professional in 1972. His wins over Rafael Lemon in 1982 and Cornelius Boza Edwards in 1983 were both named Ring Magazine's Fight of the Year. This is a guy who's going to get in there. He lost his title to Hector Camacho. Guys, I think we did enough. We went an hour and a half. I love you all very much. I'm giving you 10 seconds to hit the like button. There went a like. Someone just hit a like right there. What are you selfish bastards' problems? Here's how you hit a like. You go up there, and you go like this. Bloop. Here's your like. I'll start reading off people who didn't like. Nyan didn't like. Valerie Woods liked, of course. Tammany liked. I don't know why Nyan wouldn't like. That's crazy. Rev liked. Alfred Cluse liked. Billy liked. Colleen, where's the like, Colleen? Look at this. Rick Mumpower's in here. I hope I said that right. I did. Rick Mumpower. He just got off work. Hey, I used to say this to Joe all the time. He never got the joke. I used to say, Joe, if your Uncle Jack was on a runaway horse, would you help your Uncle Jack off the horse? Yes. Yes. I said, let me repeat that joke. If your Uncle Jack was on a runaway horse, would you help your Uncle Jack off the horse? Oh, yes. It is my duty to help my Uncle Jack off the horse. To each his own. I'm not helping my Uncle Jack off no horse. No way. No. I'm not doing it. I think that's all she wrote. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. As always, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you more than you know. I hope that you had a fun time. And don't forget, I'm going to be walking. I'm 106 years old. I'm going to be walking wearing a banana hammock to the World Trade Center Memorial on 9/11. I hope that you guys will come along. I think it's going to be fun. It usually takes me about 2 hours to get there, but there's going to be prizes, free giveaways, bad shorties. It's going to be a lot of fun. Some real badass shorties right here.
The boys is next to Starbucks.
How you? I'll talk to you tomorrow. God bless. Hit the comments.